All right. Welcome to the all new Teddy James. Nothing's changed. It's still me. I just spent the last 12 hours teaching myself how to do this whole capturing video and recording myself and all that jazz. So I'm going to be doing that when I make my videos, trying to improve upon them, extend their duration, and post them to platforms that actually allow me to share. So, briefly, if you don't know me, I am Teddy James. I run Teddy James LLC. We are Raleigh's premier custom handcrafted hemp and CBD provider. We don't just simply resell goods from others. We work directly with farms to source our products, and then we keep them in pristine conditions at 62% humidity, 73 degrees Fahrenheit, in vacuum sealed containers in the dark at all times until they're ready to be made into a product, at which point we make those products by hand. We don't use big machines to grind good buds and stems and seeds into powder and fill up cones with it. No, we hand shred and hand pack. Also, custom compound drops, edible drops, everything from CBD, CBG, CBDV, I keep going on, THC, 8, 9, 10, P, LMNOQ. No, I'm just kidding. Lots of stuff. So we're going to go over all those things and what I do, why I do it. Um, Today, I'm going to do a quick little blurb on some Canna info and then walk you guys through the ECS, and then we're going to look at my site real quick. So bear with me. I am still new to all this, so I hope all ever listen. You're gonna, hope it works. You're gonna see me looking over here. You're gonna see me looking over there. You're gonna see me pointing in the wrong direction. Biggest problem right now is you're probably not gonna be able to hear me very well. I've got the audio turned up. I'm trying to be clear. Pero, which means but in Espanol. I'm gonna screw this up. Pretty sure. Okay. So here we go. Check this out. Freespoke.com. I'll be promoting this constantly. And just remember, I'm a nobody. I have no views. I have no fans. So everything that I promote is just because I think it rocks. Anybody ever wants to sponsor me, I'll take it. But freespoke.com, it is, well, it's the real private search engine. It's the ethical search engine. You can sit here and read all the things about it. So let's do that. Let's learn more about FreeSpoke. Look at that. Break free from big tech. Download FreeSpoke today. And it really is amazing. So when you go to look for things, what you find is categorized as being left leaning, right leaning, middle leaning. And when you're looking for news, you're looking for information, it's a good place to go. We'll come back to that. First, let's see what they know about Teddy James, the Hemp Man. The Hemp Man can. Oh, yes. There he is. First link. We'll click on that. Nice, nice. Boom. And then right there. I have removed some of the background on this so that it would pop up quicker. So, yes, we are over 18. And also, boom, you should now be able to see the more than marijuana screen. So, we'll go through that real quick. Okay. So, what we're discussing, whoa, I'm doing that thing that people do where they mess everything up. Told you to mess it up. So here we go. What we're discussing, well, I see you're seeing, oh, now there's two of them. That's great. Let me see if I can drag this one back over. Oh, nothing works right. Oh, there it is. You drag this back into that. See, I figured it out. So there we go. This is what I wanted to walk you through. Okay. So follow my little mousey here. All hemp is hemp. Let's just put it that way. All hemp's hemp. If you go to Amsterdam, you go to Vermont, you go to Colorado, they can call it whatever they want. I have a really hard time explaining that to botanists and whatnot that know what the species of plants mean and what the Latin names mean and how you trace them. And hemp's hemp. Book written in the I think it was originally in the 70s, re-released in the 90s by Jack Herrera, Hemp and the Marijuana Conspiracy. We'll be reading some of that on this channel. It'll break down for you that MJ, Mary Jane, that's not even a real word. It was invented by the DEA in the 30s to associate this product with the Hispanic population for some reason. I love my Latinos, so God bless you. Marijuana. But we're talking hemp today, which is much more than just marijuana. Marijuana technically is hemp with a 0.03% D9 concentration or higher, right? That's technically the classification. Well, I love hemp and I love cannabinoids. And you have three main species, okay? You got sativa, indica, and ruderalis. I'll be breaking these down more at another time. If you don't know what ruderalis is, it's the high CBD producer. Most strains out today are hybrids of those three. Some are sativa indica, some are highly indica, some are highly sativa, some are indica ruderalis, some are sativa ruderalis, some are hybrid indica sativa and ruderalis. And how it works is you start here with CBGA, okay? This is the mother cannabinoid. When the plant's growing, this is what it's producing, okay, in the ground. And then based on the genetics, sativa, indica, ruderalis, it's going to go from CBGA, and if it's a CBD producer, it's going to go from CBG, all right, and then CBC, then, sorry about all the clicking, then CBD, which becomes CBD, and as an offshoot, CBDV. So if it's a high THCA producer, it's going to go from CBGA to THCA, and then it's going to stay in that condition pre-carboxylation. And after post-carboxylation, it's going to turn into 8, 9, 10, THCV, THCP, and some others that we might go over at another time, but they're not really relevant to this discussion. And then eventually, over time, through light and heat, they will degrade into this guy right here, CBN. All right. Now, all of these have been studied pretty well. CBN is very effective and smaller concentrations for sleep. And I have found that in higher concentrations, especially consumed orally, it can almost act like an alkaloid that speeds you up. And THCV, tetrahydrocannabidiol, that is another offshoot of THC that's found in small trace amounts in sativas and stuff. It's really good stimulant, appetite suppressant, and also anticonvulsant. But the three main ones that you get out of here are D8, D9, and D10, which are the most misunderstood. Most people think that THCA, D8, D9, D10, they think this whole board is something different than what they're used to, and really it's not. It's just an explanation of what you're used to. So THCA in and of itself is inert. After it carboxylates, it's the 8, 9, and 10 that make it active. 9 is just simply the major. Okay, so there's more of it. 8 and 10 are the minors because there's less of them. You can debate strength all day. Some will say 80% the strength of D8 versus D9. What I know is that dosed appropriately, they're all almost identical in effect, very, very similar, except with the caveat being that D9 tends to trigger anxiety more than 8 or 10. Now, adding any of these with CBD balances them tremendously and makes them way more therapeutic and keeps the heebie jeebies away. And down here on the bottom right, just want to mention I've got HHC, HHCO, and THCO. We'll go over those in more detail. Basically, HHC is hydrogenated cannabinoids. So it's cannabinoids that have been converted either using gastric acid use or high heat and pressure to remove the carbon molecule and replace it with a hydrogen molecule, therefore making it lighter, therefore making it last longer. Two is THCO. Both of these O's, all O means is oxygenated. You can take any cannabinoid and oxygenate it, therefore making it 3 times more effective on average. What oxygenating means is basically adding carbon molecules to those compounds. So if you take and add more carbon, which you can see on THCP, there's more carbon than on THCA, that makes it 30 times more binding to CB1 and CB2 receptors than regular D9 alone. So, you know, we're going to talk about a lot of cannabinoids. We're going to break them down one by one, talk about the benefits of them over time. But I just wanted to give you this quick breakdown because it's really how I introduce myself to most people as I talk cannabis, because it's what I know. The other thing we'll go over is your endocannabinoid system and why it's important to, and I borrowed this from Amsterdam Genetics. I want to point that out because I found it online. This is a great little graph here, so all credit where credit is due. This will show you things like THC bonds to CB1 receptors, okay? CBD bonds to your CB2 receptors. And if you look, you'll notice that that means THC is more towards motor activity, thinking, coordination, appetite, short term memory, pain perception, right? Where CB2 actually goes into the skeletal muscle, the bone health, the eyes, reproductive system, tumors, respiratory health, your central nervous system, your liver. So you want both. That's what I'm telling you. No matter what you're treating, you pretty much want both. And if you are really low tolerant to THC, then you want a really low dose of a light cannabinoid, and that's totally doable. And if you really don't like CBD, then I suggest that you've never really tried it properly. You've been introduced to it poorly, and you've been giving bad CBD. Because saying I don't like CBD is like saying I don't like chocolate. Makes no damn sense. Anyway, that's that. Turn this sucker off. Boom, back to the site. And then I'll give you a quick little walk down. See, I'm trying to follow a format that I made so I wouldn't just be all over the place. So, also, I did want to say that I want to talk about terpenes. Um, that's like humulene, limonene, pinene, gamma terpenine, terpinolene, beta caryophyllene, myrcene. I could try to impress you with all the ones I know from memory. It doesn't matter. They tell cannabinoids what to do. So, your endocannabinoid system, pull that back up real quick. Endocannabinoid system helps regulate your central nervous system. So everyone has one. Most people don't know that. You have one. Your kid has one. The little old ladies walking around have one. That's what allows cannabinoids to have an impact on you. Is your endocannabinoid system is built to absorb phytocannabinoids, which mean outside, and put them into your endocannabinoid system, meaning inside. So at its base, loosely, it's like adding cannabinoids is like steroids to your CNS. It gives it more to work with. That being said, it's the terpenes that tell those cannabinoids what to do. So cannabinoids have the ability to grab onto a lever and move it. The terpene, limonene, humulene, beta caryophyllene, is what tells that lever which direction to move. So that's why when you're getting a medical script and you're looking for what's going to benefit you, you look for terpene and terpene content because that those terpene profiles are going to have a major influence on what it is you're doing. So this will be a much bigger video at some point. I just wanted this to be a daily update, but I figure, I watch these yahoos go on for an hour about nonsense. I figure you guys will pay attention for 20, 30 minutes maybe. I'll come back to this. And always please in comments, wherever you see this, just tell me if you want me to cover something in more detail. And if you think I'm full of crap, just you can keep it to yourself or you can challenge me and hopefully you'll teach me something and not just irritate me. Because if you don't teach me something, then I'm gonna school you. All right. So let's turn this off. Back to the site. So this is me, um, Teddy James, Friday through Sunday, Raleigh Market, self-explanatory. Come check me out. You can also order online. So real briefly, most of the menu items up here on this bar mirror the selections down here. It's just, some people are more visual, some people like to read. So you can just scroll down here and click on whatever you want. Alternately, you can click on one of these menus here and the click for more brings down the rest of the drop down boxes. So we have my deals, which are everything in deals is usually 15% off that week using code midweek. I have all my flowers buds, then moon rocks, then pre rolls and cannagars, then Dad's diamond wax, then moon blunts, then Teddy's tonic, which we're going to stop and talk about for a minute. And then my gummies, drops, vapes, pet treats, grinders, bass pipes, batteries, tanks, and then my blog, which it's weak. I tried. I just got too much going on. That might get improved. Um, Maybe not. Maybe convert to a forum. If people are interested in the forum, I could do that. And then most importantly, the loyalty program. Because see, I'm the guy that looks out for you. You do business with me, I hook you up. Get points just for signing up. Get points for everything you do. You can trade those points in for discounts. And as you grow your tier from newcomer to old stoner to diamond monster, those rewards improve. Also, if you go to my Patreon, you can sign up and become a newcomer. That's the only tier I have right now, and that'll give you access to certain promotions that I'm going to start running only for Patreon subscribers. I know it's like, why, man? Are you trying to get paid? And it's like, no, not really. What it really comes down to is some deals are so good that you can't have everyone and their uncle hearing about it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the general public doesn't need to hear about every good deal. So we'll go through this. I wanted to point out Teddy's Tonic. This is the one. If I was to have nothing else, if I had to shut the whole business down and keep one product, this one would be it. So formulated this based on the need of a gentleman who was putting some spray on his wife that he was spending like 75 bucks for. It was like this small little bottle. It lasted him like a week and a half, 2 weeks. He's buying two of them a month, so that's $150 a month. I turned around and tripled the size of the bottle, quadrupled the amount of CBD in it, and then made it with a base of actual useful essential oils rather than just rubbing alcohol and CBD suspended in it. And it became an amazing product. Originally, I called it CBD Blue, and then Teddy's Tonic just sounded better, and I liked it better, so I moved to Teddy's Tonic. But it is made with essential oils that act as carriers, along with the terpenes that I have introduced to actually get the relief past the dermal layer into the musculoskeletal tissue. So this specifically, it's frankincense, eucalyptus, menthol, and CBD. All of these things, frankincense, eucalyptus, menthol, these are known on their own. So the studies that I include here, I'm not trying to make claims about my product. I'm just saying that the claims that have already been made about these things are in my product. Okay. I'm just linking to studies. I'm not claiming anything. I'm telling you what I wanted to do. I wanted to help you out. I want to suggest that it works on musculoskeletal pain, skin irritations, bruises, inflammation, aching pains, sciatica. I want to suggest it works on all kinds of things. But what I suggest really is that you just try it and see if you like it. And if you don't, no harm. No harm. When you do, great benefit, right? No harm, great benefit. Also, if you are someone that's a daily user looking for general treatment, I recommend going to drops. And you can see I make a variety of drops for different things. Newcomers drops, Old Stoners, Sleep Max, Vicodin, Balancing Blend, Lifter Blend, Dream Bear, and Monster. Um, Newcomers is basically a starter drop, great for anxiety, pain. All these are great for anxiety and pain, some more so than others. The biggest difference between my standard drops and things like Vicodin and Monster drops are strength and specialty nuanced cannabinoids that are added in for an even more developed solution. Okay, so that's the best way I can put that. All right, so I don't want to be too shameless here going through my website and all that stuff. I just wanted to show you guys, it's easy to navigate, get around. You can click up here. If you go to a page and you want to drill down into it, a lot of them have these filters. Please use them. If you're on Teddy's Deals and you just want to know what concentrates are on deal, just click on that. Boom, it'll show you right there. 15% off too. All right, so what else? What next we do? Oh, now I know what I wanted to talk to you about. Boom, look at this. Now we're going to switch it up. We're going to get a little political today. Well, two things. One, I'll come back to the fair tax. I'm going to talk about RFK real quick. I wanted to show you free spoke again. You come up here and I'm just going to type in RFK hearing. And let's see what I get. Click on news. And I get middle. See right here? This is where it shows you. So that's middle leaning, left leaning, right leaning, left leaning, left leaning, left leaning, right leaning. Notice all the left leaning stuff is totally eviscerating RFK and trying to make him look as bad as possible. All of the left leaning stuff is doing that. So if you're one of those Maha folks, Make America Healthy Again, that were like really reluctant Trump supporters, didn't want to see him win, but you just got on the bandwagon with RFK, I hope you're reconsidering that now and you're realizing that, all the things that you've ever been told to hate Trump for, well, they're throwing him right at your boy. They're calling him a nut job. They're treating him like he's a horrible person who doesn't care about people. They're treating him like he's responsible for injuring people. So, yeah, if you're an RFK Maha supporter, then how about really dropping the H, throwing on the G, and let's make it about everything. Come, come to the right side of the aisle, my man. It can either be this direction right, or just because it's the correct thing to do. Either way, I'm just saying, come all the way over. I mean, it's ridiculous. So the other thing I want to talk about is this abolishment of the IRS. And people go, well, how's that possible? How do you do that? Well, this has been around for a long time. I've been wanting the fair tax for a long time. You go to fairtax.org, okay, fairtax.org, and then you can click right on here on how it works, which is in the middle right here, and pulls up this page. And it is such an easy breakdown. So currently, all right, there are only about 155 million tax filers. That means people that file taxes, right? This program changes that to like 255 million payers. And that, to me, that's all these are conservative as hell because they don't even know how many people are here illegally. And every single one of them will start paying taxes the day a national sales tax goes into place because they'll just have to. They want milk, eggs, bacon, pack of cigarettes, a beer, liquor, doesn't matter, everything. So here's how it works and why I keeps it simple. It's your money, your decision. See what I'm saying? You get to keep your paycheck. Social Security and Medicare are totally funded. Benefits do not change because you got to understand more money is going to come in through this than through the filer system. And currently, we need as many filers as possible to be able to pay for these programs. They're not sustainable as they are. All right. Um, Tax refund advance on pay in advance of on purchases of basic necessities. I saw this, and this is where those people that are at the level of poverty are basically tax free. So anything that they would have been charged is being credited to them constantly throughout the year, so they're not racking up penalties and debts, and they can just go about their business living. All right. Pay tax only on what you spend. Duh. I mean, that just makes sense to all of us. You earn, you save, it's yours. You want to go get something extravagant? Well, there's a price to it. At least you can plan for it. You know, better than compound interest. And everyone pays their fair share. That's right. Everyone, everyone. I love this right here. Only people pay taxes. Consumption taxes are the oldest form of taxation for many good reasons. Consumption tax rates are self-limiting. Consumption tax rate. So you can go through this whole thing. I'm not going to do it right now. I just want to tell you that fairtax.org, believe in it, love it. Best part right there, the IRS is no longer needed. No more complicated tax forms, individual audits, intrusive federal agencies. Listen, if you don't have to deal with the tax and the IRS code, you're free. And what I find ironic is see right here where it says how it works. So in Alcoholics Anonymous, at the beginning of every single meeting, they read how it works. Why I think that's ironic is because in that big book, when they're talking about the things that are most upsetting and concerning to people, like their wife cheating on them, losing their job, their pastor, betraying them, the IRS. I mean, literally, it's like listed as like the third or fourth thing in there, man. The IRS. It tells you all you need to know. The book's freaking 1930s. It came out. Ain't nothing changed. And it had only been around 20 years when it came out. Internal Revenue Service. Absolutely should not exist. All right, so we're off of that. What else we got? What I got on here? Boop-a-doop-a-doo. Fair tax. I did that. Tell you what, we could talk narrative. I got narrative on here. We can talk narrative. Tell you what I'm going to do, though. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to cheat because I'm new to this and I haven't planned well. So I'm going to pause this and I'm going to pause this and figure out a refill on my beverage. And then I will come back and I'll talk narrative. All right. I'm back. Grab myself a drink and a burger, which I ate already. So, quick rundown on my social stuff. You got my X, okay? It's Teddy James Hemp. Go there, check it out. You got my Insta, Teddy James Hemp. Check it out. I got my Patreon, which is just Teddy James, because somebody else set that up. Now I can't get it changed. So unless I figure out how to get it changed, it's Teddy James. So YouTube, Teddy James Hemp. Everything's Teddy James Hemp except for my Patreon. So that's what that is. I was going to talk about narrative earlier because I was so sick of people always talking about that, talking about, changing the narrative or sticking to a narrative. And I don't know about y'all, but for me, the narrative is just the truth. That's what my narrative is. It's what's true. So here, this is distracting, I'm sure. So, for me, reality is the narrative. If whatever you're saying is a bunch of lies or newspeak, and you use words like misinformation, then that's definitely a break from the narrative that I believe, because it's most likely just BS. Um, when I see things in the media that are extremely biased and pointing to the right, I just walk by. You know what I mean? I actually do the same thing on the right. When I see things that are completely, totally biased the other way, I walk by it. But I will say that I do investigate all of it, just to see, you know, if I think it's totally BS. I mean, a lot of times I just ignore it, but if it catches my mind, my eye, I'll go look into it. Like I looked into a bunch of claims about Trump; they were all BS. I looked into a bunch of, well, doesn't matter. I've looked into so much stuff over the last 30 years. Let me just put it to you this way: um, the people that are out there sticking to their story, right or left, and not having any ability to see anything on the other side, I probably can't get along with them because, like, I'm a hemp guy. So most conservatives don't like me for that. And most of the people that I meet, I'm going to throw Daily Wire folks out there. Almost all of them have a problem with cannabis or hemp, but, they all smoke cigars and drink liquor. So, you see what I mean? I have a hard time because a lot of the people that traditionally would be considered open and cool with me happen to be left leaning in a lot of ways. And then they meet me and I piss them off because they share so many of the thoughts and feelings that I have, and yet they're delusional and I'm not. So there's that. And usually, whenever I check out an insane narrative from the right, it checks out. Like whatever they're talking about, it's only being presented as extreme. When you look into it, a lot of it's just normal. Well, I wouldn't say normal, it's just basic common sense. There are two genders, two sexes, two whatever. If they make that the law, that's the law. Didn't think it needed to though. When you read the left wing narrative, if you stick with that, you go with what they say and what they think, and you feel, well, you'll lead yourself right to the Gulag Archipelago. You know, you'll be in North Korea. Uh, you know, pick any broken form of communist government that worked on centralization. Um, no, no. And most of the people that are in decentralized government, they work on the idea of moralism, right versus wrong. And yet they get to determine which ones that is. So moralism is the true evil. And liberals like to use moral arguments. And I will say this, so do a lot of conservatives too, when it comes to things about real liberty, like helmet laws and hemp. But I do believe everybody should wear a helmet, 95% of the time. But no one should be made to wear a helmet under any circumstance. I mean, if you get hurt not wearing a helmet, there should just be a little waiver. You don't get extra care. I've heard that before, but I don't know. All right, so let's boycott Canada. We got to do that. Apparently, they're boycotting us, so we can boycott them right back. I don't need any more syrup. Uh, I don't think they have much else to offer. I mean, they got some pretty decent comedians every now and then. They're all right. It'd be a great state, but no, that's about it. And then, so my wife asked me if prices were going to go up because of the tariffs and stuff, and I said, yeah, hell yeah, they definitely are, but on certain things. So like our butter is very high end. We use an Amish hand rolled butter. It costs more than most butter. It's not going to go up in price because it's made right here. It's in PA. It's probably going to go down in price because fuel costs will go down, meaning transportation costs will go down, meaning supply costs will go down. So, common sense. But things like Kerrygold, which are made overseas and sent in and sold at a premium, yeah, that's going to go through the roof. And what that means is that smaller butter makers throughout the country who get priced out of the market from people that come from overseas and just sell whatever the hell they want, maybe they'll have a chance now. Maybe they'll get to compete because there won't be all these other butters. You can take the same thing and apply it to just about any product. And in my opinion, there's just too many damn choices out there right now. Anyway, you go to the grocery store to get mustard or mayonnaise, you gotta have a damn guide with you, you know, to like walk you through all the freaking choices and what they all mean and all the differences. I mean, honestly, if some tariffs will get rid of 15, 20 mustards and break it down to just 5 or 6, I'd be good with that. But The other thing too is there's solutions and stuff. So as prices rise on certain things, they'll fall on others, and there will be a leveling out. And some things might just get priced out where people don't want them. But I can tell you this: if people want it, they'll keep getting it, and if they'll keep getting it, eventually, you know, there's more of it. And then as there's more supply, the demand dwindles, the price levels. That's how things work, folks. It's really basic economics. Most of the stuff that I know is basic economics, and it just works. I think what confuses all these experts is they're experts. They forgot how to cut and paste, man. If my chocolate goes up in price, I'm going to find a new chocolate. And you tell me that, well, what if all chocolate becomes impossible to have? Well, then I guess I'll have to freaking figure it out. But I highly doubt that. That's just fear mongering BS. So I think that's it. I think we're good. Pretty much a good day. First day. I hope you like the new format. I hope you like whatever the hell it is I talked about today. I'll probably talk about some more stuff tomorrow. I'm only going to try to do videos like this once a week. You got to remember, I run an actual business. I have a lot of other things going on. This is just important to me because, there's a lot of dipshits out there. And if they're going to have their say, I might as well too. So be good. Peace out. Catch you later. Signing off. There's a button somewhere. What I'll click. All right, I'll click this button over here. Bye.